The next panelist will be the National PRO, and he will be presenting the topic connecting the dots, hence Nigerian Customs Service Public Relations approach to data analytics for effective reputation management. Please let's welcome him with a round of applause.
The Comptroller General of Customs, members of the management team of the Nigeria Customs Service, my moderator, I was thinking whether he's also a panelist, sorry, moderator, other participants, good afternoon. Mine is more practical, is what we do day in, day out in the public relations unit. Now, we try to connect between reputation management and data analytics. How do you utilize data analytics for reputation management? We'll move to, I don't need the outline and the introduction. I don't need to start defining what is reputation management and the perspective of reputation management. Now, in introduction to data analytics in public relations. Now, incorporating data analytics in PR strategy enables a data-driven and proactive approach, helping organizations to understand their audience. And if you don't understand your audience, you will not be able to send in effective strategic communication that will be impactful. I'll give you a practical example. Based on the data, the analysis, the feedback we get, when you have a press briefing, and you said, I seized 3 trailers of rice. In the last 3 months or 5 months, the feedback is negative because it does not resonate with the economic realities of an ordinary Nigerian. Why are you seizing rice? We have this, so which means you need to re-strategize your communication. A reporter sent a report to me with the headline, Customs sees whatever trailers of. I said, no, change it. Get another wheel to the story. Rewrite the story with the angle, Customs unveil or reveal or got false bottom or something like that. It will be more resonating with your audience. So because we have seen the feedback and we have analyzed what the feedback is and is negative, which means that kind of information is not the right thing to be sent to the public. So now, perspective on the usage of data analysis for reputation management. I need to move into that integration of data analytics in NCS PR strategy. NCS has strategically integrated data analysis into the public relations strategies. This involves monitoring social media platforms, conducting sentiment analysis on public discourse, tracking media coverage, and effectiveness of each communication effort. How we source our data in public relations. What we started is, I realized when I came in, I saw us we cut newspapers every day and sent to the CG. He would look at it. I say, we are sitting on top of the data. And some of us who are opportune with the communication research know about content analysis. Then we started harnessing the data from the newspaper cuttings. And at the end, we create a data that will be used to make certain decisions. That's what we call content analysis. Now, our social media handles. What we do, we subscribe to an application every month, and at the end of every week, we generate an analytics of what happened on Facebook, what happened on Twitter, what are the impressions, what are the engagement. I could remember there was a time I sent a copy to my boss, the former national PRO, and he said, what happened? You had this. Your engagement is not good. You need to do this. So those are the reasons why then the content analysis, which I've talked about. Another aspect we do is the issue of help desk call monitoring. We are collaborating with the ICT. We are going to modernize our help desk line, and very soon we are going to have a help desk line that you call and they'll tell you, for this information, press 1. For this information, press 2. But for now, we are a little bit manual. But with the manual data, we have a log. And what we do, we record the calls, and at the end, we analyze the calls. Like this data I'm seeing, you can see we have some bars and what are the type of calls we receive monthly. We have issues on recruitment, which is one of the most prominent things. And we have issues with our International Mail Processing Center in Murtala Mohammed Airport. Those are basic problems we face in the course of what we do. And if you look at the bar chart and the pie chart, you realize those are the things that frequent calls we receive in the public relations unit. Now, exploration of the data collected. The data is being explored. We remove the unwanted data and empty fields. It helps to investigate data sets and summarize their main characteristics. The data is then visualized, making it easier to discover patterns, spot anomalies, test hypotheses, or check assumptions. Now, these are some case studies. If you look at, next slide, please. Case studies, please. If you look at this case study, this is a chart. You can see an arrow where it shows it went up. There was a post we had on the interception of live parrots by Semi-Area Command. There are some comments. Endangered species means a species considered to be facing an extremely high risk. Somebody is defining. Another one saying Nigeria is a joke. God forbid this kind of country. So the feedback shows people don't understand why customs performs on certain functions. So now, this is another case study. Next case study, please. This is a chart. When the former CGC visited recruits in Kano, we made a post and it created a kind of impression. And you can see the feedback. Good luck, trainees, good luck. Everybody want to join customs, I'm sure. Please have a starting doing recruitment. There are a lot of feedbacks and it generates a lot of impression. Now, content analysis, which I've discussed. This is a content analysis of last quarter of October 2023. The calls we have received, we answered 45 calls. This is the infographics. Now, recruitment inquiry is the first, the highest among them. Auction inquiry, you can see it. Recruitment scam, you can see it. Auction scam, PAR delivery, and extortion. You can see extortion there is getting, it has a very good, significant bar there. And the issue of customs duty also is there. So this is the pie chart representing the questions the inquiry made. We also try to, in our newsletter, use a kind of infographics, represent the revenue collection and anti-smuggling in a graphical manner, so that to visualize, people can interpret, people can see that data. Now, evaluation. From what I have said about the post we had on X, that is Twitter, based on the seizure of endangered species in Semekrake border, it triggered a negative trend. Now, therefore, this is an indicator that the PR unit should carry out an more aggressive awareness campaign against illegal trade in endangered species, which means we are not doing well in that area because it triggered negative reaction. Now, calls received via our help desk indicate need for massive PR campaign against fraudsters engaging in purported customs auctions and recruitment. And also there's need for comprehensive review of the SOP of parcel posts, more especially at the International Mail Processing Center. That is reality, based on the calls we received. This is just visualization of data, no sentiment attached. Next is performance metrics. You can see this is just how our Facebook page is booming over the last few months. From 2023, from February, March, April, June, July, August, September to November, you can see a steady improvement in what we are doing. The impression, the fans that we have are improving. Kudos to the public relations. A round of applause, please, for us. We do have challenges. For instance, we mine the data of the help calls manually. We have to create a log. If you answer a call, you answer, I've answered this person so date. This is the issue he raised, and at the end, we mine everything together, import in Excel, analyze, and visualize. It's a very tall process and involves different personnel, something that we could achieve if we are more automated. It's a challenge to us, sorry. Then the issue of data ethics and privacy, it's also a challenge. Then future outlooks, we can do better. Now, the NCS vision for adopting its public relations approach in the future lies on maximum utilization of cutting-edge innovation. The analytics we generate weekly, we subscribe, and there are features we can subscribe more to get better features. We can have more sophisticated softwares for monitoring, for media monitoring, online media monitoring. There are soft applications that you can use to know this is what you have from Punch, this is what you have from online, Premium Times, and so on, and you will be monitoring bit by bit what is going on. Now, in conclusion, the Nigeria Customs System's commitment to an innovative and data-driven public relations approach marks a paradigm shift in the realm of reputation management. By connecting the dots between communication strategies and the pulse of public sentiment, NCS exemplifies the foresight required to navigate the intricate dance between perception and reality. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for our national PRO, the national PRO. Now, you mentioned in the course of your presentation that there had been a remarkable increase in the followers. However, the level of engagement seems to be rather low. So what's responsible for this? Your opinion? And what do you think, what actions have been taken to increase the level of engagement?
I think that is the output of data analytics. Now, there is a feedback, and some of us that are familiar, the last stage of communication is feedback. And the feedback we do receive is that, yeah, our engagement is poor. So what we need to do to engage further is to reestablish those managing the handles. How do you start interacting more? Instead of putting content and just dump the content, whatever the feedback be. So that two-way communication is what we need to improve. So, and by now, I think we have started doing something about that, how to ensure that when people say something, we react on Twitter, we respond to their issues on Facebook, follow them to their comments, and respond. So basically, it's for us to better our two-way communication, not one-way, just dropping messages, and if there are feedbacks and we don't respond to those feedbacks. And this is an indication for us to improve in what we are doing, and I think we have started doing that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, National PRO. It's to the PRO, and it goes, from the feedback you received, what efforts or strategies are being adopted to inform officers, units, departments concerned or affected by the feedback?
There are different categories of feedbacks, and we receive feedbacks daily. For instance, the feedback on recruitment scandals. Last month, we issued a statement. We create content on social media. We use both traditional medias to sensitize and engage members of the public. Like the feedback we had on issues of airport processes and procedures. There was a time we carried out a PR campaign on our airports. We produced pamphlets. We produced some signages on the airports, and we also developed some content and placed on our website. If you are coming into the country, this is what you are supposed to do. Although I would say, and it's good you accept it, these things were installed and they are not managed. What I was told, there's light issue and so many issues. They are not working as I'm talking to you now, but we have installed and we have done a campaign on that. And on the issue of re-navigating our storyline. Now, if not because of that feedback, I will allow a story of we see 10 bags of rice or 10 trailer of rice to go. But because I feel in news story, you can twist a story and create a story from the angle which you think that angle will be more impactful to your audience. So that feedback will enable you to craft a message, to create a content that will suit your audience and that will resonate with your audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, National PRO. Our unit. These files are usually very large and occupy vast amount of storage space. How do you ensure secure storage of this data? What kind of encryption do you use for secure storage and retrieval of this data?
He's talking of archiving. How do we archive? Well, during the former National PRO, we made some cassettes. And unfortunately, we don't have a place to use those cassettes. What we are doing is, in terms of archiving, we are going too technical, and I'm not an IT person. So, but what I know basically is we have a method of archiving all our visuals. And it depends on the nature of content, whether finished or raw visuals. But normal archiving is we have hard disks in which we store all our items, and most of the production we do, if we don't keep archives, you can't even see some of this production, because we make reference to some of these items we keep, and we have a way in which we arrange everything and we keep them safe. But for the issue of either cloud or whatever, for now, our items are not in cloud, they are only in a hard disk. Thank you.
Who is a public relations officer expected to handle situations where conflicting data on an issue are within the reach of the public, especially where one or more of the users enjoy the patronage of a superior authority, whether it is right or wrong?
Well, he's talking about how does a public relations officer respond to two conflicting data. So I think as a PR person, PR is about truth and nothing but the truth. What you need to do is you need to use and find out the truth and say the truth. Okay, this is the paper. If you have two conflicting data, what brought about the conflict? Is the data, there must be false and there must be reality. So you should have a sense of judgment to sieve and know which is the real data. And if you don't know it, don't say what you don't know. I will give an example. You had an issue, and you need some variables for you to give a particular information. What you don't know, you are expected to say, I don't have an information about this. As soon as it's clearer to me and I have a very clear understanding of these things, I will relate with the public. But you are expected, even if the data conflict, you have to own up. If you are wrong, you have to accept it. So that is basically what I know. For instance, you can see the statement we issued last few days before we started this conference. We own up and accept is our own. And we will do what we are supposed to do. So there's no conflict. I don't know why you have conflict of data. Maybe he wants to say conflict of information. But I don't know how the data will conflict in this situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, National PRO. This question that just came is also for you.
Wow.
It says, what is your response or findings regards to the data analytics gathered from public responses on Nigeria Customs Service daily activities? Is it encouraging or otherwise? This question is from Controller Wada.
Well, it depends on the nature of information out there. For instance, we have to, let me borrow the man of two conflicting data's information. There is a video, the video is still trending of someone collecting 5,000 naira or requesting for 5,000 naira. And we have another video of someone who was so professional in what he's doing. And that person did the right job, and he was, in fact, he borrowed that, his data. Sorry, this one data, the other data, not this data we are discussing. Airtime for that person to use and pay customs duty. So those are two informations. And at the end, the feedback you get from both are different. For instance, we have been receiving blasts from Twitter. We are used to it. We are used to getting insults. But if you have feedback as a PR person, you have to remove your emotions. And I would tell my team when you are responding, apologize to them. We will do well. We will be better. You refuse to. The other time, someone answered my call and did this and did this. Someone posted, and I said, please apologize to that person that we are going to respond. So if it is a negative feedback, we look at it critically, look inward, and correct ourselves. If it is a positive feedback, it is a motivation for us to do better, to perform better. So I think generally it depends on the nature of feedback, determines how we respond to this kind of engagement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, National PRO.